there are some really key components that you need to know ready for your exam. And the reason why I highlight this one today is because it's a particular area that people generally think is going to be fairly straightforward, and it is, to be honest. Like, it's one of the first items that you go through when you're revising for your exam, but there's such a little list to go through, it can be easy to get confused on things. And that's generally where people slip up. They get their skill-related fitness mixed up with their health-related fitness. So that's what I'm going to go through the difference of. So skill-related fitness versus health-related fitness. Sound like a plan? If you're there with me, give me some little likes or a little comment just so I know you're here. How's your day been? Pop a little comment in. So I had an email through earlier today and they said, sorry, I can't make it, but see it as a virtual thumbs up. So I like that. That's fantastic. But pop a couple on there so I know that you're here with me. That would be really, really great. In relation to these principles of exercise, fitness and health and the components of fitness, I want to share with you a couple in particular. Now, the couple that I want to share with you are the difference between health-related fitness and skill-related fitness. Now, health-related fitness and skill-related fitness are categorically different, even though they make up what we know as physical fitness. So you have a thing that is physical fitness, okay? That's probably what our client's goal is. It's most of what we're training our clients to achieve. But that physical fitness is broken down again into both skill-related and health-related. Now, need to know these differences. Health-related is usually the 5 components that you're more likely to know of from a client programming point of view. So these are your health-related ones. So we've got the obvious ones like cardiovascular, and then we've got muscular strength, muscular endurance. Notice these are separate, and then flexibility and body composition. These make up the 5 key components of health-related fitness. So when you're looking at and sort of revising through these, you definitely need to know that these 5 fall underneath health-related fitness. And if you aren't really sure about that, or you're not sure where they fit in, then it's really understanding that each of these have specific physiological benefits for our body. So our body, they have specific benefits. So we want to be aiming to get our clients to do all 5 or consider all 5 of these components. Now, the area that people get mixed up on, bottom 2. Every single time. Usually cardiovascular, muscular strength, muscular endurance, people know because either they do it themselves in the gym or they are familiar with that from a programming point of view. Oh, it's CV or it's weights. Okay? But flexibility, really important part. And the reason why most people get this mixed up is because they think it comes under skill related, but flexibility isn't a skill. It's trainable in terms of your muscles. It's a component within your muscles, just the same as with muscular strength and endurance. It's about the range of movement that you have rather than about the actual sort of strength of the muscle, for example. And it's not about the skill. It's not about the connection between your brain and your muscle, i.e. skill related. And it's not about that speed or agility, it's about flexibility, the range of movement that you have. So flexibility falls under health-related fitness because you need a certain level of health. Hello, lovely. I've got some little thumbs up going on the Facebook Live. That's lovely to know you can hear me and see me, okay? Pop a little comment in. I can't see any comments yet, so if you are commenting, then apologies. But pop a little comment in so I know that you're listening. That'd be great. And also, any questions you have? Or just a little hello, that's cool too. Okay, anyway, sorry. So back to sort of the flexibility side of it. It's just a case of remembering this comes under health related rather than skill related. The other side of this is body composition. Most people leave this out, or they see it as an option on their multiple choice questions, and they just go, can't be to do with health-related fitness. And then they kind of get a little bit stumped. But actually, it's not about getting stumped on that, because body composition, in order for your client to have a healthy fitness, health and fitness, their health-related fitness, they are fit in a health-related capacity, they need to have a good balance or appropriate balance between fat percentage and their muscle mass. So they have to have a good balance of fat percentage. They might have all of these things, all these top four, but carry an excessive amount of fat percentage on their body. And if they carry an excessive amount of fat, that means that they are they're not actually in the healthiest position they can be in, and that's because of the associated physiological risks of being obese, of carrying additional weight. So what we're looking for is, from a body composition point of view, that your client has an appropriate body fat percentage. So that becomes part of your components of health-related fitness. So there are five components of health-related fitness. Now, I appreciate that on Facebook Live, I believe this is going to be in mirror format. So you're going to see it in mirror image. I believe on YouTube you are all good. You can see it normally. Apologies if that looks a little bit bizarre in backwards. But as part of going through all of this, I'm definitely going to go through skill-related fitness. I'm going to give you a really awesome abbreviation, an acronym, so that you can remember this time and time again. And actually, I've tried it and tested it myself. I've tried it with clients, like learners, that are also going through their exam, and actually it's been really beneficial. People have actually got a lot from it. So definitely stay posted for this one in relation to skill-related fitness, and it will save you from getting all flustered and confused on exam day. The other thing about principles that I really like, that before I move on, that I just really want to share with you, is the fact that most people will need this information. Now, what I generally find is that if you haven't covered the basics at principles level, at level 2, then you don't necessarily understand the ins and outs when it comes to doing the planning side, and they're generally the people that will struggle at level 3, mostly because the planning and the variables and the components that you cover in principles is also really key. So actually, when we done a pre-launch of our Revision Mastery, there was a few people that got it for a very special price, and they basically have had some really great experiences with that, and they've got on really, really well with the Revision Mastery series. And there's actually a couple of people in there that are already qualified. They've already qualified. They just want the basic knowledge. They want a reminder of all of the variables and the components of fitness. They want to know about somatotypes again. They want to know about how you monitor intensity to get to a certain energy system and make sure that you're achieving your client's goal. And it was those basics of programming, planning, training, variables that actually people wanted to cover. So that's where this principles is also really, really useful and popular. That to one side. Skill-related fitness, really important. So I've done health-related fitness. Does anybody have any questions so far? Pop them in so that I can see your questions. I'm going to regret having just tried to move that. There we go. Okay, lovely. So next, skill-related fitness. This is the one that people get most confused on. I've written this up just to make everything nice and easy for you guys, but there is a really clear acronym. Now, the acronym to use is SPACER. So SPACER, SPACER. And this will help you remember, because there is a few more of these. Well, we've got 6 of them. So there's one more than the health-related, and you've got a list for the health-related. It's really good to have something that will just distinguish it. So think skill-related is SPACER. Now, the things for this is that you've got speed. So skill-related, obviously, speed, the speed that your client is going, can they go faster at it? It's a skill. They need to practice that, and it's a skill that comes down to the connection between their brain and the muscle. It's that connection between which makes it skill related. It means that the more you practice it, the more myelin sheath gets wrapped around your nerves, which means that it actually becomes an easier pathway, which is skill related. So there's actually a book called The Talent Code, which is really, really great. So if you're remotely interested in this, then I suggest you read it. But essentially in that, he explains that it goes that when your nervous system is moving from your brain down to your muscle in order to bring about a movement, whenever we learn a new skill, so let's say a gymnast is learning a new move, a dancer's learning a new move, or we've got somebody learning a new type of golf swing, for example, when you're practicing that movement, or a football tactical drill, when you're practicing it, the first time you do it, that pathway is a little bit rusty. It's kind of like a country lane. So if you're driving down a country lane, as you're doing that, it's kind of a little bit awkward, isn't it? It's a little bit, takes a little while. There's some potholes, there's some obstacles. You have to kind of physically think about it a little bit. But the more you go down that pathway, the more you use that pathway, the more you practice that new movement, the more that pathway, that little tiny country lane, gets wider and it gets more streamlined. Now, what's actually happening in your nerves is that your myelin sheath, you lay down more all the way around the nervous system, all the way down that motor neuron, which means that you're actually able to, it insulates it more, which means that you get less interference. You're much more able to make that happen. Now, it becomes more automated over time, basically. So you learn skill from it being cognitive, associative, and then it becomes autonomic, so that you know it in your body. And that's like having a motorway connection. That's why when you learn to drive a car the first time round, you have to really think about it the first time, and like your tongue's all sticking out whilst you're trying to do it, and kind of like, I can't make it work. But then as you get better at it, more you do it, now you can do it riding along, driving along, eating a sandwich at the same time, maybe having a cup of coffee, sorting out the radio, not on your phone, obviously, and then at the same time driving with your knee. So you kind of get to this point where you actually get better at it. You get more automatic at the skill. So that's skill related fitness. Part of that is speed. Then you've also got power. Now, power is the strength that you have. Remember, we had strength over here. The strength that you're doing, usually a maximal strength, that is then with speed. So it's strength. So the force plus the speed equals power. So you need that acceleration to make it powerful. Agility. So think of something agile. I like to, it's a bit random, but I like to kind of think of a mountain goat, like that, kind of agile up the rocks, that kind of really gentle bounding. That's agility. Then you've got coordination. We all need that, not just the sports people here, but we all need some coordination. Equilibrium is also balance. So actually, let me just make that balance. Now, in your manuals, it will probably be down as balance, but balance doesn't fit my acronym, so we're going to call it equilibrium. So in relation to this part of it, and balance in particular, you want to really be making sure that your clients are doing some sort of effort within training their balance. I don't mean you have to be doing a really complex press up on a BOSU. I mean, you need to be considering what support level do they have, and does it match where they're at and where they're going with their goals. And then finally, reaction time, and that's about how long it takes to react to something. The more you train it, the better you get at it. Now, with all of those lovely 6, it's worth me saying this is not just for those that are sports professionals or athletes. It's for those also, like if you take someone who's older populations. So lovely old lady comes into you and she just thinks that you're going to give her health-related fitness. Fair enough. And she thinks that you're going to give her health-related fitness, do a little bit of cardio, get a little bit stronger on the muscles, a little bit of flexibility, get her fat percentage down. That's all 5. Yeah, perfect. But you also need to be including some of these 6, at least some of them. Now, really, she's going to be doing them all because they're all components in order to improve the skill-related fitness. Now, why does an older lady, for example, need to be doing skill-related fitness? Well, it's kind of straightforward. It's going to stop her from having a fall. It's going to stop her from. It's going to allow her to be able to get to the shops quicker because she'll be able to walk quicker, have more power in her legs, lift her shopping bags better. And I'm being really stereotypical. If she's got better coordination, she can maybe join in with more classes and exercise classes. She's not going to fall over as much. She's got better balance. Reaction time. She's able to react to things a lot quicker. So it all has a knock-on effect for all of our clients. It's just that you might train for those in very different ways. A way of training a beginner skill-related exercise is an exercise class. Like the coordination involved in that, and honestly, you do not want to see me try and do Zumba. Same kind of approach. The coordination, the reaction, the balance, there's a certain amount of speed involved, there's definitely agility involved. So that's exactly the same. But if you put an athlete in that position, it's not appropriate. So you've got to pick the right type of exercises for that. So that's basically skill-related fitness. Spacer, easy way to remember it. Okay.